So this is interesting. Apparently, Disney is planning to do a reimagined Sleeping Beauty movie. But this time, I guess it's going to be set in Mexico. Here it is right here. Disney is reportedly developing a new film titled Aurora, described as a reimagining of Sleeping Beauty, but set in Mexico. Now, a lot of people are jumping on, oh, here we go again with Disney. Another woke movie. Comparing it to this beaut right here, right? To Little Mermaid. Ariel, that was actually this was like the Little Mermaid. They like changed the Little Mermaid. Now this is Ariel now. And I have a huge problem with this, by the way. And I'll get into it in just a second. But here's another example right here. You had I think she's Colombian, Rachel Zegler. She's something, Chilean, something, right? But she's like Snow White, I think, is German. If I'm not mistaken, it's like set in Germany. And Ariel, I believe it's like the Netherlands. I think it's like up there. But I mean, they're mermaids, right? But the reason why I made a lot of videos attacking this Little Mermaid movie was because this was very clearly an attempt by Disney to make this movie woke, right? To put in there this young actress, this Haley Bailey, as your new Ariel, which just didn't work. What they should have done was they should have done a new movie, called it something else. It could still be in the Little Mermaid universe, whatever that is, but just have it set in a different part of the ocean and just make a new character. I think that would have been an amazing thing. You can still have your representation. You can still have your story, a mermaid. You can still do all of this and be innovative. Have a completely new story, because we all know the Little Mermaid story, but this is your opportunity to do something different. Have this Haley Bailey chick in there, right? You can still sell new toys. I mean, that was the way to go. But no, that's not what Disney did. And what ended up happening was The Little Mermaid was a huge disaster, huge box office flop. And they came back again. They spun the block again, chat. They doubled back. And they gave us this monstrosity right here, Rachel Zegler. And now they're saying that they're doing this with Sleeping Beauty. But this is where it's different. And this is how this actually might work. Because as you see here, this is set to be a reimagining of Sleeping Beauty, and it is set in Mexico. Now, if they would have hired a Mexican chick, right? A torta. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Or a Stephanie, right? A hot Cheeto, fingered chick with the black hair, always going like this. Stop it. You guys know what I'm talking about. Maybe my compadres in the chat know what I'm talking about. If they would have got that, that type of female to play this French chick in France, yeah, man, that ain't gonna work, right? It ain't gonna work. But this story of a chick that falls asleep, I guess, a Sleeping Beauty, set in Mexico with new characters. Maybe her name's gonna be Maria. That's what they should have done with The Little Mermaid. That's what they should have done with Snow White. Like, if you want to put in there a Mexican chick or, whatever, just make a new story. It just doesn't work. I think that's what they were saying with James Bond. They wanted to hire a black actor to play James Bond. It's like why are we doing this? If you want to have like this spy thriller thing, just just make something new. You don't have to go in and do these stupid changes for obvious reasons. I mean, that's the biggest problem I had with these things, was they were clearly pandering and they were destroying art in the process. I mean, it just, certain things just don't work. They're doing it now with Harry Potter. They're doing it with Snape. But Yeah, man, I don't have a problem with this. If they do a completely different story, call it something different. You know, Aurora. I think if you're going to set this thing in Mexico, you need to go more Mexican. I don't think Aurora is the way to go. I think you need to go with Consuelo. You know what I mean? If you're really going to do a Sleeping Beauty movie in Mexico, we need you to go full. And what time? Like, what's the time? Like, is it still going to be set like in colonial times? Like, that's what I want to know. Because if it's like a modern movie, you got to go with the fentanyl angle, right? You got to have something in there with fentanyl, right? I mean, that's putting people to sleep left and right. You go to San Francisco, that's what's happening over there in San Francisco. I think this video is going way off the rails now. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think down in the comments, chat. And like always, don't forget to subscribe. Sensational.